Omega was the lowest rank and most submissive. Well, not all. 1 out of 50 omegas are an omega R, are called broken omegas, and have an uncanny ability to ignore an order from an alpha. An alpha order is a special ability they have to force submissive on the lower ranks, even some lesser alphas. So if an alpha tries to use his order on omega R, they would not submit, or at least not very easily. They will feel the urge to obey, but they can ignore it and defend them. Other than that, there is no real difference between the omegas. So, you could see why my kind is frowned upon, not wanted and much such. I was born in an omega R from a pure omega couple. Funny enough. Now, there is no way to tell if you an omega R till some alpha tries to order you to do into having with them. Then the next thing an alpha knows is that they have a broken nose, or they do a DNA test to see a small mutation in the omega's genes. News quickly spread about me being an omega R, while most omegas found it cool and a few exciting or something like that. Other ranks, especially alphas, did not like this. To them, an omega R is something unnatural. That's unnatural, such a freak of nature. Disgusting. That thing should know its place. Life is going to crush her spirit soon anyways. I can't wait for her to be sent to an omega school. They would snicker those words behind my back. Omegian school is a place to teach omegas how to please their mate. Being alpha or beta, whoever is willing to paying enough attention to a tamed omega as a mate. I found this disgusting, and many omegas would agree, but in silence. Omegas have the most reaction that they curfew at night. Only certain jobs are open to them, or at all if there's alphas or betas allowed them. All this is to protect the fragile omegas, even though I have met many omegas with powerful quirks and skill sets, but are swept under a rug just caused them their second gender. Despite this, I had one good alpha friend named Kirishime. He was gentle and kind, the only one who had treated me like an equal, or at least like a person. No, that doesn't mean he has a pushover. He was pretty formidable alpha, the only guy who believed I could be a hero. Many people in society believe that omegas shouldn't be heroes. That is a rule only for betas and alphas. They said omegas have only 2 rules: to be perfect obedient housewives, or be used for breeding. Yet, what I found only more messed up is when the education system goes out of its way to try permit me from even attempting to get into UA, but thanks to the power of knowledge, knowing the right people, I was able to take the exam and pass with flying colors, placing in at number 6. No, I am pretty strong telekinesis quirk. I could crush a large .0 robot into size of a small truck-sized metal ball. Yet, even in this school, surrounded by good people in Class 1A, I still couldn't escape those awful scenarios. They mean well, but once in a while, they would bring up the flaws omegas have and how they shouldn't be in the hero course. I never told them that I was an omega R. It was a bright day, and we were outside doing training. Aizawa placed everyone in one-on-one matches, chosen by a simple lottery. Yin was up against Bakugo, a very strong and proud alpha. He, a little too happy to fight Yin, the Omega. I wish they would stop referring to Yin only by her second gender. Bakugo never liked Yin, but from the start, gosh, I cannot read today. I am so sorry. From the start, he believed that she could have gone to an Omegan school like she was meant to be. The others believed that heroes is not safe for Omegas. I just can't help but get pissed off about that. They think they can protect Omegas by stripping them of their humanity and rights, forcing them down a path that leads them to bring locked away at home, only to please their mates. Disgusting. The fight between Bakugo and Yin was fierce. Every time Bakugo tried to get close to Yin, she'd simply push him away with her quirk. Eventually, Yin was able to pin Bakugo in his place with her quirk. Oh my gosh, I cannot read. He was just a few inches away from the boundary line. "Let me go, Omega," Bakugo ordered. Yin trembled at his voice. Bakugo was using his alpha order to force Yin to submission. Some of my classmates trembled too. This is why an Omega shouldn't be a hero. Omegas can't help but obey an order, Mineta said simply. It's a sad truth. Most villains are alphas, so Yin could easily force to submit by a simple order. Some alphas can break free of an order, but Omegas can't, Momo added with a sorry look. Surrender, Omega. That's an order, Bakugo said with a cocky smile. Yin trembled in place. She was fighting against the order. Then suddenly Yin started to run full speed at Bakugo. She jumped into the air and forward from, oh my god, momentum. She twisted her hip, recoiling her leg, then attracting it right to his face, kicking Bakugo out of bounds. Everyone was shocked, not because this Omega beat Bakugo, but because she was able to ignore an alpha's order. I may be an Omega, but it's not an Omega you can order around. And I would never submit to the likes of you, Yin said with her own piercing glare. Everyone started to look at her oddly after that. Those who were nice still talked to Yin, but many just stayed out of her way like the plague. One night, I entered her room after a hard day she had. She was in her bed sobbing. It has been a rough week after word got out she was an Omega R was in the school. Are you all right, Yin? I asked her. No, all was that she said. I quickly walked over to her bedside and sat on the edge of her bed. What's wrong with being what I am? She sobbed. There's nothing wrong. It's just many higher rankings like to be superior. Omega R's are like a threat to them, I said sadly. Do I feel like a threat to you? She asked as she looked over to me. No, but to be honest, that's why I like about you. Don't get me wrong, having a submissive Omega would be nice and all, yet that thought doesn't seem appealing to me. My dad would take advantage of his rank all the time with my mom, and I explained, I refuse to be like him. I'm going to be better than him. So I've been wanting to ask you. I hesitated. I didn't know if this was the first time to ask this question. What is it, Carrie? She asked as she sat up. This is actually kind of weird. Sorry. Will you beat my mates? Not as an alpha or an omega, but as kirishime and yin, I asked. Yin was silent for a long time, till I felt her arms wrap around my shoulders. "I would like that very much, Carrie," she cooed as she kissed my neck.